As any good YouTuber would start their apology, I did not want to do this. Why? Because I hate Marvel and I hate their characters and I hate DC, don't get me wrong. I do not like superheroes. They bore me. So I woke up one day and saw Creepshow's art video on this new thing, and I saw like some SJW shit, as many of you would like to call it, and I absolutely despised it. So instead of dealing with this shit, and Dora, I decided to redesign them because I am not a pussy and I get shit done. That sounded stupid. Anyways, so I started with Snowflake, which, hate that name. If any non-binary person were to choose their name, if they were a superhero and could choose it, they will not choose Snowflake. It is not a way to take back a slur. It's fucking stupid. Also, I might be a little mad because my computer just died, so my OBS recording of this got killed. And I thought I lost my ruler knife and my switchblade a while ago, and I was really sad about that. Anyways. So, I kind of found it disrespectful that, Snowflake's, figure was more feminine, so it was obvious that they were AFAB, which there's nothing wrong with having a more feminine figure and being non-binary. But the thing is that people can't choose to have a more feminine or masculine figure, because most of the time that's just how they're born, right? But as an artist or a creator or a designer, you choose that. So you chose to make a non-binary character who is an AFAB, which means assigned female at birth, I should specify that. You chose to make them have a feminine figure. So I found that disrespectful and just gave my redesign of Snowflake just like a chest. A normal chest, because men have chests too. If looking at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has taught me anything, some of them can have really, really nice chests. I'm not gay. So I had a little bit of trouble with the colors for Snowflake because I hated them. That neon shit was annoying. So I decided to tone it down and change it and stuff. And the skin color, I didn't really like that the twins had the same skin color, like the exact same shade. So since they're supposed to play off each other as like they're supposed to complement each other, that's what the designer or the writer or whatever said. I kind of gave Snowflake a more cool tone for their skin color, versus Safespace, who has a hotter skin tone. It's like warmer, because I gave him heat powers and I gave Snowflake ice powers, because that was in their original design to have ice powers. And I don't even fucking know what Safespace superpower is supposed to be, like some sort of like thing where he can put people in the safe space, but he can't do it to himself. It's fucking stupid. So I just gave him heat powers. So he could. I also made him like a himbo, because thought that was better than whatever his stupid personality was supposed to be. Even though I have never watched anything about them except the trailer. So he's a himbo now, and he has cool pink hair, not that stupid shaved buzz cut borderline looking thingy. Because I just thought that looked a lot cooler than his original design. And I know he looks like Lava Girl, but you just gotta ignore that. Snowflake and, Snow Spike and Heat Plays, which are way better names, fuck you. So their powers complement each other, because Snow Spike can use ice as a defensive mechanism, but Heat Plays can use heat powers as like a protecting way. So it could be like some shit where, Heat Plays protects and Snow Spike attacks. So it could be like a nice dynamic, and I know that ice and heat working together must have been done before, especially as twins who have like eye colors that reflect each other's like hairstyles. Like I know it's probably cliche, but you know, I did this really quick in 2 days. Everything was filmed over the course of 2 days because I was just really upset about this shit. Like completely blanked out, ghosted everybody, just focused on this. Cool. So now I worked on screen time. First, hate that name. Second, fucking internet gas. Are you serious? Like, I don't even know what that means. So instead, I just made I made screen time. So I changed his name to Hyperlink, because if you really want to pander to like teenagers who use the internet and shit, make it sound kind of smart. And like I came up with that name like super quickly, because my girlfriend was playing Legend of Zelda or some shit, and it showed on her Discord thing, and I was like, Link, Hyperlink, yeah, I'm fucking smart. So then I chose that. I didn't really like his design because it just felt so bland. So I kind of changed it, because if you really want to pander to teens who use the internet again and look at memes and shit, then you gotta make him look, well, it was just a bad choice for him to be like a 40-year-old like white guy who does like to design these, because he's not gonna know what teenagers want. What teenagers want is like some asshole with you know, dyed hair, who kind of has like a little bit of skirt thing going on, and high boots. Like, it's a cool concept, but it was poorly executed. So that's what it changed. Also, don't worry about the references that I had there, but you know, I'm sure you saw that I had Ben 10 because he looked like Ben 10. I saw this kid as more like a hyperlink kid who just ran around and you know, spatter out random shit, but was like into tech and like kind of nerdy and sciencey and shit. And I disregarded the whole internet gas thing because I thought it was stupid. So I kind of made it so he implemented a battery into his brain or something, and maybe it can be like a data thing where his visors can show him anything he wants, kind of like a Google thing, because I think that's what the original design was supposed to be. Just kind of like a Google thing where he can think of a question and answer it instantly, but it just seemed kind of stupid not to have like a weakness or something. So his weakness is that he gets tired out quickly because of his hyperactivity, and his brain gets all like, you know, backed up, and it can lag and stuff. And if he's like too far away from society, which has technology, he starts like slowing down. He loses his hyperactivity, and he has like batteries in his belt in case that happens, that can like charge him up and give him like a data or Wi-Fi boost or some shit like that. I really don't know how that works, but I'm just throwing shit out there. That can help him out, recharge him so he can keep fighting. But he only has 3. I don't know, because he doesn't fight too far away from civilization. But again, there's 2 weaknesses are, if he's too far away from civilization, he can completely lose it if he can't recharge and he passes out. Or he can get too backed up from getting too excited about something, and he can, you know, pass out again from overload. So now we move on to the fucking vampire one. It wasn't too bad, but I still thought it was stupid, and I have no idea how he's a superhero. He's apparently the goth kid, and if you're gonna do a goth kid, fucking give him high heels. Also, that red is not really like a goth color. I don't feel like it's a goth color. So he's not goth anymore. He's like a halfway emo scene kind of bitch, and I respect him for that. And also, his weird mohawk thingy wasn't that appealing, so I just gave him like a half-shaved head. And if you see, I looked at references for the guy that he apparently had the blood transfusion from, and gave him like a belt thingy. So I didn't have too many problems with the design, but I thought his name was stupid, like B negative. Like, it could have so easily just changed a letter, you know, like V. What about V negative? So it's vampire, like V for vampire, or O negative, the universal donor. So, but again, I really don't care about this, which is why I made a whole video about it. So if you want to interpret her something else, you're welcome to. I really don't give a shit about this. Lastly, Dora the Explorer, or Trailblazer. I call her Dora the Explorer because of her stupid, like, borderline turf bangs and her stupid magic backpack. So I didn't really like her personality. I didn't think it made much sense. Her backstory was like fine, but it was again bland. Like, she just saw something going on and ran after it and got involved into like a bunch of shit. As a main character, like, I know the shy thing has been overused, but I think that could work with her. So I made her more like a shy girl who came from a foster background, you know, so she might have gone through like some traumatic things, because being in a foster system is traumatic enough. So more like a shy, reserved girl who wants to help other people. That's why she's in like taking care of older people, volunteering and whatever. And she got, I'm thinking that her backpack, instead of being like this magic thing she got passed down, is just gonna be like a backpack that she's had since her childhood. And she's actually like a really powerful psychic, but her backpack does fucking shit. It does nothing. Her power is all her, which I think is way better than the second backpack thing. She's just a really powerful psychic, and she can materialize items, but since she's so shy and she has such a low confidence that she'll miss out a lot. So her attacks won't be as good or as accurate if she feels really stressed out. Her backpack, she clutches it really tightly because it's like it's her childhood, so she wants to keep it very close to her, and she thinks that all her powers come from the backpack, but it's all her. So it's just her trust in her backpack, like the placebo effect. I didn't really come up with a better name than Trailblazer. I do think it's stupid and it doesn't fit, but I couldn't come up with anything. I had Trustplacer, but I didn't really like it that much. So anyone's welcome to like comment a name that they like better. Quick thing, when I was choosing colors for Trailblazer Dora, her jacket, the neon color that she had on it, cyan, it was absolutely saturated to, like, it was absolutely saturated. Like, it was way too saturated. Like, at that point, if, like, your RNG or RBN or whatever the fuck colors, like, if one of them is 0, you fucked up. Because that contrast is way too high to be appealing. I hate the colors that they chose. They're way too neon. Like, I understand that it's probably just concept art. It might get changed later, even though they've already done multiple illustrations. I hate it. I just think it hurts too much. It's not appealing. It's not good character design. And I know I'm not an authority to talk on this, but I thought I should mention that. Also, she's trans now, because I toned down all her colors, and she had white, cyan, and pink. Toned down, that makes white, baby blue, and light pink, which is the trans flag. So fuck you, she's trans now. And that's how you make good representation. Just being like, this is a character who just happens to be this thing, you know? It can be a big part of her identity, but she also just happens to be it. She's a person outside of that. So yeah, she's trans. So there's 2 trans people in it, and I think that's better representation. You know, if you're gonna do it, actually do it. Don't be like fucking a dickhead about it. And the writer said that when he saw the new Warriors design, like the old ones, the 90s ones, he said he felt intimidated by it. Which, first, pussy. Second, I thought that the personalities that I chose were better suited if they were to attract more people and make them more comfortable and not intimidate them. So Snowflake is, I don't want to say like cold-blooded, but they're like cool. I mean cool like cool as in that person's cool. I mean, their personality is very cool. They're very chill, silent-ish, but they are very caring, even if they only show it silently or through actions instead of words. I chose the personality for Heat Place, very warm, again, very dark himbo. He's just a himbo. He might be like a very big himbo. He is that very big himbo. That's his personality. Screen time, which I changed to Hyperlink. His personality is like, you know, hyperactive, very excitable, almost like a puppy thing. I want to make him the youngest. I want to make the twins like, not the oldest. No, yeah, they're the oldest. They're the oldest. The twins are the oldest, and then it's a vampire, and then it's the main character, Dora, Trailblazer, and finally, Hyperlink. So, Hyperlink's personality is a very excitable puppy. And then, the vampire, very dramatic and very, very, very gay and flamboyant. And I don't mean gay as happy. I meant gay as gay, and gay as both. I'm not homophobic. I promise I'm not homophobic, I'm bisexual. So he's just very flamboyant, very stereotypically gay, but not because he's gay, because I have no idea what the hell that thing likes. Just very flamboyant because I see him like as a theater kid or something. So he's very flamboyant because of that. And since I don't want him to be like goth, because the main difference, emos hate themselves, goths hate other people. I want him to be very open, and he gets like very sensitive, so he gets hurt really easily, and if you think he's like scary or something, he'll like cry. Because again, I'm trying to make them as relatable and as pandering as I can. Make him a soft boy, but he's very flamboyant, but very caring, and very frightened of everything. Finally, Trailblazer. I'll stop making fun of her now, maybe. Again, very shy, reserved, quiet girl who is very hesitant to do most things. The second somebody she cares about gets in trouble, she'll step right in and want to help them. I'm thinking that this could lead to some good interaction between her and Hyperlink, where Hyperlink could get knocked down or something, she could take care of him, or maybe ON, or the vampire, can get like very hurt and she can be there to protect him and help him and comfort him. So I think that's just like a way better idea. Let me know what you guys think, if you would change something else or keep it as it is, or what you think about this whole fiasco. Again, I do not care that much about this. I just got really frustrated and did it out of spite, and mostly just because of Snowflake, you know. So that's it. I was late. The tea for the week is green tea. It's pretty good, just like any green tea, you know, like the Chinese one's pretty good, or the Japanese one, or whatever. I know it's not the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know which one I have in my kitchen. I like them both. Bye.